What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive into NXT from April the 2nd, 2024. This was the go-home show to this Saturday Stand and Deliver, and we will go over the Stand and Deliver predictions. So all in all, the show was okay. Could have been better, but it was okay. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. Axiom and Nathan Frazier, they defeated the LWO and the Good Brothers. So they'll be taking on Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, the Wolf Dogs, at Stand and Deliver. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So Ilja Dragunov, he's not nervous about tonight's dinner with Tony D'Angelo. Dragunov finds a boot on his car. The Don's henchman tells Dragunov to pay his parking tickets, and the Don has arranged a special car service for Dragunov ahead of the dinner. So that's cool. Pretty good shit there. Moving on. So Lexus King, he runs down Von Wagner. He says it's a brutal business. Everyone's not cut out for it, and not everyone is king. Robert Stone knows that too. Same thing for Von Wagner. It baffles me that Von wants another shot at the king. You're going to take care of me. Well, let me tell you something, dummy. You can't take care of yourself. That's what Mr. Stone's been trying to do for you for over a year now. He's been trying to guide you in the right direction. Von, you couldn't put one foot in front of the other if it wasn't for Mr. Stone. What makes you think in his absence you can hang with the king? Because you can't. It's going to be the same old song and dance, and everyone's going to be happy when they look up and see the king's hand raised in victory. Cool. But after this little feud is over with for Lexus King, what's next for him? What is he going to do? Sean has to figure out what he's going to do with him going forward. I like Lexus King. Lexus King is solid. Moving on. So, JC Jane, she defeated Fallon Henley because Kiana James and Izzy Name got involved and they took out Thea Hale and Kalyan Jordan. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So Ava Raine informs us that there's going to be a 6-way women's tag team match at Stand and Deliver. So that's fine. I figured that's what they were going to go for anyway. Moving on, we get a Josh Briggs vignette. Who gives a damn about that because it's not important. Lexus King defeated Von Wagner. He won via the coronation. Moving on from that nonsense, Roxanne Perez, she tells Karma Petrovich not to take advice from Natalya, which I would agree with 10,000%. So Ariana Grace, moving on. Ariana Grace is still trying to figure out what she's going to do with Gigi Dolan. So she found Ren Sinclair in the locker room. She was really looking for Georgina, a.k.a. Gigi Dolan. But she's nowhere to be found. Ren says that Gigi looks great the way she is. Pageants aren't about being true to who you are and not about fitting someone's image. So then Ariana Grace is baffled by Ren Sinclair accusing her of trying to sabotage Gigi's career. And to her, those are fighting words. So this is great. This actually makes sense. I love Ariana Grace's character work. She's solid. I could see her being NXT Women's Champion within the next year or two. Definitely. For sure. Moving on. So Lola Vice defeated Karma Petrovich. She tapped her out with the sharpshooter. I love me some Lola Vice. She's sexy as fuck. Love her. She's great. Her only problem is her promo, but she's got everything else down pat. She's solid. She's going to be something for sure. She's definitely going to be something. I can already see it. She's definitely going to be a future women's champion. That's for damn sure. She's way better than Shayna Baszler. That's for damn sure. Moving on. So Ilja Dragunov, he gets dropped off at a disclosed warehouse in Orlando. The mood's very tense as the Don's henchman brings Dragunov to the table. And then the D'Angelo family, they arrive. Okay, that's fine. It seems like Tony D's starting to show teal tendencies. That's what it seems like to me, but he might just be playing the role of a tweener. So that's what I think. Moving on. So we get the metaphor. They're out next, and they introduce us to Lyra, Valkyria, and Roxanne Perez. This was an awful segment. This could have been better if this was done as a vignette. Both Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria are not the best of talkers on the mic, and that's just being 1,000% honest. So basically, Lyra's just tired of Roxanne Perez bitching and moaning, basically, and she's going to show her up, come stand and deliver. That's all she says. She's just tired of Roxanne complaining, and Roxanne knows that she can beat Lyra. She knows that she has had a year of rage built up within her, and she's going to unleash it, come stand and deliver. And so Lyra then smacks the shit out of Roxanne Perez. Lyra kicks her, and then she slams Roxanne Perez through the table, which is fine, I guess. That table was small, though. That table was super small. I was like, damn. Moving on, so we get a lame Dijak vignette. Dijak wants to be NXT North American Champion. Not going to happen. I want Dijak to go to Ring of Honor, for being honest. Let's put him there. Can we please, Shawn Michaels, put him there and keep him there? Please. Moving on. So, Obafemi, he defeated Joe Gacy via referee stoppage. Before the match even got started, Sean Spears attacked Joe Gacy. He beat him down with a steel chair. They did a good little angle, making people believe that Joe Gacy was injured, when in fact he wasn't. It was just a really good little work. And Obafemi, like I said, he wins via referee stoppage, and he did a really nice toss bomb, which was great. I loved it. This was great. Moving on. So, Lyra Valkyria, she runs into Tatum Paxley backstage. She said, now's not the time to discuss what's right or wrong. She's going to do whatever it takes to retain a stand and deliver. Okay. That's fine. I can get with it. That's all right. So, Ariana Grace, she defeated Ren Sinclair. She got her foot on the ropes, which was fine. I love Ariana Grace. She's great. She's really good. Very charismatic. Very decent character. And she's not too bad in the ring. Again, she has something there. She has something. I could see her being NXT Women's Champion within a couple of years. I'm not going to hold you guys up. Like, she's solid. Like, Ariana Grace is solid as a fucking rock. Moving on. So, Tony D and Dragunov, they were talking in the restaurant. Tony D said that he's not going to hurt Dragunov. Not yet. Dragunov said that he was impressive. It took a lot of mental edge to do what he's doing. And Tony D basically said that he's not a nobody. He's the Don of NXT. And if you think what I've done so far is impressive, come Saturday, I'm going to make you look bad. And then Ilja, he responds by saying that he's unbreakable. I'll give you respect. You're forcing NXT. You're the Don. But I'm Ilja Dragunov. And nothing will stop me at stand and deliver. And then Tony D says that you see the faces, the wolves staring at you. You see in their eyes, just waiting to pounce. I could have taken you out at any time. I can do it right now. But he's going to wait till the entire world sees it on Saturday, and he's going to beat the unbreakable. And the Don's going to leave Stand and Deliver NXT champion. Remember, Ilja, it's nothing personal. It's just business. Enjoy your last supper. That was a good little line right there. So that was some really solid shit right there. Really good stuff. Do I think Ilja loses on Saturday? No, I don't. I really don't. Moving on. So Sol Ruka, she defeated Blair Davenport. She won via the Soul Snatcher. No, she won via roll-up. So Sol Ruka is cool. The DDT that she does is great. It's a really good, solid move. So she's got two finishers, basically, in my opinion. She's got the DDT that she does and the Snow Snatcher. Those should be finishers for sure. And those finishers should be protected, if we're being honest. Blair Davenport, I don't know. She's went down several pegs for whatever reason. She's been in NXT for about close to 3 years now. I think she came in 2021. If not, definitely in 2022. But she's been there about a good 2.5 to 3 years. And you would think that she would be higher on the card. You would think she would be NXT Women's Champion. Not the case. I don't know. I really don't know. If Shawn has nothing for her, then I could see her going into the main roster. I think that would be fine. But how the mighty have fallen when it comes to Blair Davenport. That's just the way I feel. I mean, she's solid, you know. Blair's solid. She's not the best promo, but her in-ring work is solid. And, you know, her only issue is she doesn't have a character, and she's okay on the mic. Those are her only issues. Moving on. So, later on in the show, Joe Gacy, he was crawling around trying to find Ava. He ran into her, and she made Joe Gacy versus Shawn Spears official. It's going to be on the Countdown show, which is fine. Who cares? Moving on. Main event. The face-off between Trick and Melo. So, Trick says they're going to be the first two black men in the main event at PLE, WrestleMania weekend, ever. He said he wanted to be excited about that, but he's having a hard time. He's going to have to go to war with men he used to call his brother. Carmelo gives Trick his props, saying that he's come a long way since that dark match on SmackDown. It was his third match they had in Virginia. Trick said that he was nervous. And at that time, he didn't know if he belonged in the business. He had Carmelo by his side at that time. Carmelo said that Trick... Carmelo said that Trick's going to realize that at one point it was just me and him against the world, not Stand and Deliver. It's going to be him versus Trick Williams. Trick says the world's going to be watching. And then Carmelo said a good line, said they'll be watching just like they watched Ruined Everything for everybody. Trick said that was Melo's fault. He ruined it. And then Melo ran down his accomplishments that he did. He basically compared the NXT title to a female, which is great. So he says that's what brothers do. That's what makes sense. Because look at the shock on my face when you entered that number one contendership match. You knew what that was. It was the look of me realizing that drop of a beat, you went from my brother to an enemy. Trick says, nah, that's not how it went down. He said, basically, you got jealous. So, Melo says it doesn't matter if he has a championship or not. At the end of the day, you're going to take a back seat. Everyone here knows it. I need you to know it right here, right now, in this moment. Trick says his days are done, taking a back seat. Melo says, it's cool that you're over. It's cool that they're behind you. You've been hot for 6 months. So Melo then congratulates Trick. He said he's gonna break it to him like this: they love you when you're shining. They love you on the rise. On the rise. But when it's the next guy's turn, they'll switch up on you like a Nintendo. Quote that. That was great. So Trick says it makes sense now. He says he knows that better than anybody else. He said you're envious. You're envious because all the people love Trick Willie. Written all over your face. Melo says that he's not jealous of him. He's not envious of him for what? He's always been number one. He's always been on top. He's always been the guy. He says when he shoots, he doesn't miss. And then Trick says you're going to learn the hard way. You've already learned that I'm going to be one that knocks you off that heel. You're going to learn that I'm the man here in NXT. If you haven't learned by now, you're going to learn on Saturday in Philly at Stand and Deliver. Everybody's going to be chanting whoop that Trick. And I'm going to chant whoop that ass. So then they get into a massive brawl where they're separated by referees, and then a bunch of superstars come out. And that's how they go off the air. So this was fine. It actually makes sense, and this is going to be the main event. So NXT was solid. What did you guys think? On to the predictions for Stand and Deliver. There's going to be 7 matches. So let's start off with the pre-show match. Shawn Spears versus Joe Gacy. Shawn Spears will probably win. Next, Obafemi, Dijak, Josh Briggs, triple threat. Obafemi is going to retain. Roxanne Perez versus Lyra Valkyria for the NXT Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez needs to win this. It actually does make sense. Then her heel turn will be all for naught. Again, Roxanne Perez, her weak point is her promo. And that's just the honest truth. That's her damn problem. But Lyra would be a better chaser in this predicament, if we're being honest. She works better as a chaser. Moving on. Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Axiom and Nathan Frazier will probably win more than likely, and then Braun will go to the main roster. Moving on, the 6-woman tag, Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan versus JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dame. The babyfaces are going to win for sure. So Thea Hale will probably get a small bit of comeuppance back by pinning JC Jane. Moving on, Ilja Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo for the NXT Championship. Dragunov more than likely should retain. I don't see why he wouldn't. I could see him being called up to the main roster before they do Bash in Berlin, which is in late August. So I could see them bringing him up on the main roster before then, but I don't see Dragunov losing to Tony D. I just don't. Moving on, main event. Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes. And we learned earlier on in the show that this is going to be, the referee's going to show a lot of discretion. Let these guys be out there in the ring and stuff, and maybe have some weapons involved and whatnot, so that'll be fine. Trick Williams is going to win this, like, why wouldn't he? And then you can still continue their feud. So I think Trick will win, and then maybe you can have Trick be the one who dethrones Ilja. That's what I think would happen down the line. But they should turn this into a feud where we get a series of matches out of this. Trick wins the first one, Melo wins the second one, and then Trick wins the third. And then that's how we get Trick and Ilja somewhere down the road, whenever that will be. Who knows? Hopefully, we get some surprises. I know the Motor City Machine Guns, they're no longer with TNA. They're either going to go to WWE or AEW. Either or I'm fine with, but I would love to see them in NXT. We know that Lance Fatu, he might show up Also, there could be a possibility where we see the debut of Tama Tonga or Tamaloa. I think it's Tama Tonga. So I won't be shocked if we see him. But NXT does need some surprises for Stand and Deliver for sure. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys later. Peace.